Hi, welcome to the Elevating Aesthetics podcast. I'm your host, Brittany Perez.
And I'm your host, Megan Theus, and today we're going to talk about simplified routines in order to prevent burnout in such a busy life.
Yes, all the things that go along with that. We've been on our health kick, and so we really just wanted to talk about what we're changing in our daily routines as far as working out, meal prep, supplements, what we do here at Mila, all of those fun things.
Yeah, I feel like we're so busy, and it's really for me about being consistent because it gets so hard when you work a busy job, but you also have a family at home and you're trying to balance that family, work, social life, but you also want to take care of your mental health and your gut and your body. So it's really just finding that balance and being consistent.
And not burning out. And I think that's one thing that I struggled with last year was just feeling like I was doing too much and not enough at the same time. And so Megan and I just hired a personal trainer, and she's developing meal plans for us, structured routines, and Megan and I are actually both blocking 1 hour on Tuesdays and Wednesdays in the middle of clinic so that we can actually get to the gym, because typically we try to go before something happens. Like this morning, my son left his shoes at home and I had to go all the way back home to get his shoes. And then after work, there's dinners or there's after school activities. So I think having that 1 hour block twice a week will greatly help. And then having someone that's holding me accountable.
1000%. I have been in the gym since really middle school. I've always been an athlete. So it's not necessarily knowing how to work out. It's just having that person for accountability. And as much as we would like to hold each other accountable, that's kind of hard. And yeah, something always comes up in the morning. It's hard enough to get here and be clear-headed, but also, and let me also say, I would love to be an early morning girly. Like I see these girls are getting up at 3:30 and 4:30 in the morning, and I would love for that to be me, but the reality is it's not.
Yeah.
So I think it's just having Megan over at Crunch is really going to hold us both accountable, but she also is doing the meal prep for us. And I think that nutrition is 90% of it.
For sure.
For me now, I just take 1.5 hours on Sunday, and we've actually been kind of alternating prepping for the week, and that helps a ton.
And I think eating the same thing every day helps me tremendously, because yes, it is boring, but then it's one less decision that you have to make, because I think a lot of times as women in general, we get decision fatigue. Like I am making so many decisions here at Mila, and then I'm going home and I'm making even things like, what groceries do I need to go get? What am I making for dinner? Those things can become so overwhelming. And so taking the guesswork out of food prep is going to make my life so much easier. I will say that we stepped on the bioimpedance scale earlier this week, and I'm 36% body fat.
I've actually never seen that scale. It's incredible.
I have some work to do.
And she said she was going to put us on it every 6 weeks. Is that what she said? So that we can kind of track our progress, and she can be like, okay, girls, y'all aren't doing this. Y'all aren't doing this. So I'm really pumped about that.
I am too. I definitely need some more muscle tone. I used to compete back in 2014. And so like Megan was saying, I know what to do, but the accountability part has been really difficult. I think mostly for me because I just don't eat. I'm on a GLP-1, so I don't have an appetite, but it's gotten to the point now where I have some muscle wasting because I'm not getting enough calories in, and I'm not making myself get to the gym enough. And so protein is so important. So I think more than anything, even if I'm having to drink a couple of protein shakes a day, because we get so busy in clinic. I brought us chicken and broccoli yesterday, and we both ate half of it, and then we had to go run and see patients.
At 2:30.
So
we ate it in the late afternoon. I don't even know that I drank 4 sips of water yesterday. And hydration is also important. We've just got to figure it out. I mean, we're doing much better than we were, and now it's a matter of we've put our mind to it.
Yeah,
and
we're on it.
We're on it. I feel like even with skincare, if something's not simplified, you're not going to be consistent with it.
Yeah. And actually, I was just having this conversation with a brand new patient yesterday, because she's like, and I have all these skincare products that I have from Ulta and Sephora. And I think almost every woman that I know, and probably men too, have an abundance of products, but they're not layering them correctly, or they don't know how to use them, or they have them, but they don't use them. How often do you have a patient that you ask if they're on a tretinoin or a retinol, and they're like, well, I have it.
Yeah, and they may have 2 or 3 different ones.
Yeah. And so for me, for my patients, I tell them, I do not care what products you use. I want you to use some type of antioxidant. I want you to use some type of growth factor, and I want you to use some type of vitamin A, which is a retinol. Aside from that, I don't care what cleanser, exfoliant, toner pads, makeup remover, moisturizer, sunscreen. I don't care about all those things, but you need medical grade, the 3 big ones.
And be consistent with it.
Yeah.
Because being consistent is what's going to get you the results with your skin, also with your body.
Yep. And so you can have a really basic routine. I think whenever you try to overdo it with your health or with your skincare, just like you're saying, you don't do anything. It's decision fatigue. You're like, this is so overwhelming to me. So going back to the basics, because you're going to stick with it, is more important than anything. Anything that you can stick to is better than doing nothing.
Yes, I totally agree. And while we're talking about our bodies and our guts, I think it's important to touch on mental health too, because, you know, having that clear head and that clear mind, especially when we're taking care of patients, like we need to be our best self. And I'm the worst doom scroller. I'm trying. At nighttime, I think it was like midnight 2 nights ago, and I sent you 5 TikToks.
You did.
I'm
I
like,
woke
why
up
am I
to
still
so
up?
much fun stuff.
I know. They are funny though, and I get so tickled. But I just feel like I need to be consistent too with taking that like 10 minutes before bed, putting my phone on do not disturb, having that quiet time, because mental health is also important and it goes hand in hand with all of these other things.
It does. And I feel like gut health is directly linked to mental health in most cases.
For
And
sure.
because think about it, like if you have a stomach ache, you're going to be snippy with people, or you're going to have a bad attitude. And there's so many things that are correlated in research that shows that the state of your gut is going to affect how your brain works. And so one of the supplements that I actually take every day is glutamine. And glutamine is amino acid, but it also helps heal the gut lining. And for me, it's worked better than anything, any other supplement, any other probiotic, antidepressants. Like, I know that sounds so dramatic, but it's the one consistent thing I've done for the last 20 years that has truly made a difference. And I can tell when I'm not on it. Like, I
Yeah.
have more bloating, I have more gut irritation, I'm more sensitive to certain foods like gluten.
Hmm.
When I'm consistent with glutamine, I feel so much better.
Yeah, I love glutamine, and I also really love creatine. And although there's this like 4 week period of the bloating, having that like skin
I'm
dryness,
going through it right now.
but it also helps with brain fog. And I can tell when I'm not taking it. They say to take 5 to 10 milligrams a day. I usually do 5. I'm going to start trying to do 10, but that first 4 weeks kind of scares people off because you do get that gut bloat.
I am going through it right now. I just started a
Me
week
too.
ago, and I'm taking 5 grams a day, and it's a micronized, like really good version, because a lot of times creatine is nasty. It's like drinking
Yes.
chalk. So I've tried gummies and things like that, but I've gotten the Thorn brand that I really
I
like.
love Thorn. Their supplements are great.
I use that glutamine and I use that creatine now, and I'm interested to see how it helps me strength wise. It's not a supplement that, like a pre workout, you can take and you can go to the gym and you feel good. Creatine is not like that. Like, you don't take
Yeah.
it one day and then you feel the pump more. You have to build it up in your system. So it's like
Consistency.
a loading dose. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. So let's talk about 2 to 3 non negotiables that can help us simplify our routine. And we were actually talking, and I'd like to share with our viewers about even outfit choices
Yep.
and what you were reading about having like so many basic outfits and then just kind of swapping it up.
So a capsule wardrobe is so important these days, like having 5 shirts, 5 pants, 5 pairs of shoes. I have 500 of each, and so I'm
Literally
personally
same.
working on that myself. But what I will say is what helps me get ready quickly, because I can get dressed in 5 minutes, is number one, like whenever I go to hang my clothes up, I try to steam them right then. And I know that sounds so extra, but usually in the morning I'm busier than I am on like a Saturday or Sunday when I'm like putting my clothes away. And then if you can have monochromatic outfits and just add an accessory. So if I add earrings, a necklace, and a belt, these are like Target pants, an inexpensive bodysuit, and a blazer, and then you add some accessories and just keep it really simple. I found that my life is so much easier getting ready. And then of course scrubs. That's nice that we get to wear scrubs.
Yeah, I actually steam and iron the night before, even my scrubs. So I know exactly what I'm going to be putting on the next day, and I go ahead and get it ready and hang it up. And if
Yep.
I do happen to be going to the gym in the morning, which happens sometimes, everything's already steamed and ironed and hanging and ready to go, and I just hang it in my car.
Yeah, and so that is one of my non-negotiables, is prepping my clothes the night before.
Yep.
And I have my son do the same thing, because with an 11-year-old, the morning routine, there's always something happening. There's always something that's going to make us late. So taking that little extra step to also have him prep his clothes. And I'm really blessed too. I actually come from a makeup background. I was a makeup artist back when I was 17, 18 years old. So I can do a full face of makeup in 5 minutes, like 10 max.
Now that I have, had a Moxie, I've done several things to get my skin in better condition. I don't really have to wear a lot of makeup today. I actually have on the Skin Better compact for sunscreen.
Great.
And I've replaced my foundation, and I actually use that when I'm talking to my patients, because the majority of our patients, their goal is to not be able to wear a bunch of makeup. They don't
Yeah.
want to. I mean, back in the day, lots of makeup. In the early 2000s, that was the thing. The white eyeliner, the purple eyeshadow, all the things that we did in high
Yeah.
school. But now it's like that clean girl aesthetic.
Which I love.
Me too. Everyone wants to be able to go and just do the basics. And that's kind of where I'm at now too.
I love a tinted sunscreen.
Same.
A baby drop of concealer like in the corners of your eye, not that whole triangle that we used to do. And then I love Patrick Ta Blush because it's a powder and a cream. And if you're trying to go with like clean girl look, you can just use the cream part, put on some lip gloss, a little mascara, and you're out the door.
Yeah.
And you look put together. I think that just having a simple routine because everyone feels better, in my opinion, if they at least have like a little bit of a rosy glow to their cheeks and a little bit of
blush.
gloss. But that's my basic routine every day. Now I'm going through the process right now of removing my eyebrows, and I think that's what takes me the longest is putting my eyebrows back on. So.
Today I put the eyeliner on accident. It was a whole thing. I love it.
Megan used black eyeliner on her eyebrows on
accident this morning, and it was waterproof, so it was a whole thing.
She fixed it. But I think, just having a simplified routine, anything that you can do the day prior to have a plan for the next day. And sometimes even at night, I need a brain dump because it's hard for me to go to sleep because I'm thinking about all the things that happened that day, all the things that are going to be going on the next day or the rest of the week. And so I am a huge fan of Google Sheets. Everyone knows that. And so sometimes I'll just, at the end of the day, whenever I get in bed, I'll real quick brain dump all the things that I'm thinking about, and then I'll have a clear mind to go to sleep so I'm not restless.
Yeah, my second non-negotiable is actually going to be the calendar. The planner and the calendar for me is a non-negotiable because I thrive off of like knowing exactly what we have to do and when. And whenever you're like, hey, what are you doing on this day? Let me check.
Yeah.
If I don't write it down or have it in my phone on a calendar, I will be totally chaotic.
Yeah.
So that's my second non-negotiable.
Yeah. I think for me, I've realized over time that my brain it crashes out.
Yes, it does.
So that's why I implemented earlier this year, we both created spreadsheet calendars. And so it has every single day of the week in our work schedule, our gym schedule, our kids schedule. And then if someone wants to go to dinner or they want to go to town, we can pull up each other's schedule and we're like, oh, she's available on this day. Great.
And let me also say, and I don't know about your husband, but my husband is not a calendar planner type of guy. So he'll ask me, he actually texted yesterday while I was seeing a patient, what do we have going on Saturday? Like, I'm the leader of the house with our plans. So it's important that we kind of keep it together.
I love it. Yeah, Tony and I actually share Cozy app, which has been super helpful. We've had that for many years because we used to struggle with really Andy's after school activities and like what he was going to be doing. So Cozy app is really great, but just having a Google spreadsheet that's shared, I think makes life so much easier.
So we're simplifying our routines. We're trying to prevent burnout, sort of kind of manage the chaos in our life, and
still be happy.
And still be happy. Before we wrap it up, just because I want to know, if you were stranded on an island and you could only have 2 makeup items and 2 skincare items, what would they be?
Okay, obviously sunscreen.
Okay.
So I'm going to say, since I get 2 makeup items and 2 skincare items, I'm going to do my antioxidant and my growth factor.
Okay.
And then my makeup is going to be my sunscreen and my lip gloss.
Okay. I was going to say sunscreen was my skincare.
No, I'm going to call it my makeup.
Okay, so I'm going to use a good exfoliator because whenever my skin gets dry, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to exfoliate. And a growth factor for sure. And then I'm going to have probably mascara and lip gloss. I love
You're
mascara.
A mascara girl.
I love it.
I have to use false eyelashes because I use waterproof makeup and it pulls all my eyelashes out.
They actually look good right now.
I've been using Latisse.
Go girl. They're growing.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
Okay, well, we're so glad that you guys joined us for this podcast. We're so excited for our next one. Stay tuned. We have some fun things coming. And cut. That was good, Britt.
That was good.